So how concerned should we be about the economic recovery? Steve Leisman joins me now with the results from the latest CNBC Fed survey, just a day ahead of the Fed's latest rate decision as well. Steve?
Kelly, yeah, the Delta variant has definitely become a factor in forecasting the economy. But right now, respondents to our Fed survey believe the impact will be limited. We asked about 5 areas. Nearly 80% of the 34 respondents do not see another round of lockdowns coming. 52% don't think there's going to be widespread mask mandates. That was asked before the CDC acted. 30% did see them coming, though. 55% do not believe it will delay the economic rebound compared to 39% who do. But the big impact, 64% think it's going to delay the return of workers to their offices. Another impact, while 40% thought the pandemic was over in the June survey, 60% now say it ain't over yet. Thomas Kosrig, senior U.S. economist of Pickett Wealth Management, says the virus is going to persist, and indeed we will have to live with it. It's going to be more of a microeconomic rather than a macroeconomic problem going forward, he says. The average respondent did push ahead by 1 quarter, that is to the first quarter of 2022, their estimate of when the economy will be fully recovered. Here's the GDP outlook. Growth overall a little affected. GDP is still seeing growing 6.7% this year. That's a big number. 3.4 in 2022. That's still above trend. And that's about where the estimates were in June. Perhaps because of the Delta variant, little change also seen in Fed policy despite high inflation forecasts with a November taper announcement. That's what people think. And a January enactment now expected. Roughly the same as the prior survey. The first rate hike, Kelly, don't hold your breath, not until October 2022.
Well, we had Goldman bring down their forecast this week. We wonder if others will follow suit, especially with some of the mask mandates and just the concern about COVID and the way that people might react to anything from kids being in school to going to public play, the whole daisy chain.
I think that's possible. Goldman was a little more optimistic than the street, so they did bring them down to where we were or where we are in our rapid update, Kelly, which, as you know, is a very sort of changing thing. Every time we get numbers that affect the economic data, we plug it into the rapid update. So Goldman brought theirs down to where the average was for the street. The interesting thing about Goldman was 2022. They believe that the office sector, the service sector connected to it, is going to still lag because they still see people are a substantial part of the workforce still working from home, and that could become a permanent part or permanent fixture of the economy, and that's going to mean that the service sector is not going to come back the way it was before.
That's a great point. All right, Steve, thank you very, very much. Steve Leisman there.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.